G'day, I'm Greg and welcome to the shed. I have for sale a 10.5 inch Douglas metal shaper. The reason it's for sale is I bought a new one, which is a little bit bigger than 10.5 inches. It's a little bit heavier than the Douglas too. So what I will do is I will take you off the stand and give you a couple of shots and you'll see it come in to the into the shed. It's so big that I don't have a lot of choice. It's got to come in pieces. My guess is that it probably weighs the best part of 3 tons. It's certainly no less than 2.5, and if someone told me it was 3.25, I would believe them. Well, my apologies for freehand, but that's it in the door of the shed. It's actually wider than the door is, and what I had to do was I had to screw it in at an angle with the fork, stick the back in, and then side shift it so that I get the front in. It's only about 3 inches. It's relatively, it's not a particularly difficult job, but at the moment, as you can see, it's sitting on blocks of wood and bits of steel. There's the front of it. This machine's quite special. Quite special. See these gears here? It's got power feed on the head. The head power feeds down, and I believe it power feeds up as well. These levers, rapid traverse and drive. All the front of it's missing, but you'll get to see that in a bit. And that is looking like roast, because if it comes in here, it's going to end up on the table. This is the drive. The drive shaft comes off here that goes to the table or to the knee, and it is a proper knee. In as much as it drives left and right, it drives up and down. Looks like we've got a few meals of roast chook coming up. Down the bottom there you've got oil feed or an oil reservoir, and I haven't cleaned these up yet, but I suspect they're lubrication indicators. This here is your stroke indicator, that's your stroke adjuster, and because you will be interested, Churchill Redman 18 inch. Strokes from 12 to 118 strokes a minute, and from 2 inch to 18 inch. So you actually get some pretty high speeds here. We're looking at 163 feet per minute. So that's fair scooting. 152. So yeah, on 10 inch stroke, 163 feet per minute is not loitering. So yeah, I'll give you a little bit more of a look around it. 15 horsepower motor, I think it is. We were trying to read it last night in the dark. This here is your gearbox. 4-speed stick shift with high and low range. It's a bit like driving the old truck, isn't it? It's all mechanical. It's not hydraulic, so it's pretty efficient. I haven't run it, so I took a bit of a lottery on it. This here this drives your drives the power feed on the head. So I still haven't worked out what all this gear up on top is, but I do know what the light is. A couple of broken handles. There's some extra gear on the other side here, which I don't know what that's for. Anyone who has got any information on this particular machine, I want to say this particular machine, on these shapers, I've got scrapers on the mine, on these shapers, I would greatly appreciate it. Serial number 24111. So I would be very interested in knowing what year it is. I am led to believe from the previous owner, who was told when he bought it that the machine was ex-Rolls-Royce. As you can see, I don't know if you can see, but it's still got the scraping marks in it, as you would expect on the slides there, but it's a serious lump of steel. I'm really trying to get that in the shot. Feeds coarser than 070. Do not use feeds coarser than 070 inches when strokes per minute exceed 60. So don't, in other words, once you get over 60 strokes a minute, don't go cut more than 70 thou. I gave this a bit of a wipe and a clean up with a bit of WD-40. Guess where I stopped cleaning? So that's all I've done, is I've just given it a bit of a squirt with WD-40 last night just to see how it looked. I probably won't do it. I probably won't do it up. It's got about 4 layers of paint on it already, I think. But we'll probably leave it as it is for the moment. All right, I'll bring you back when it's been moved around a bit. Actually, we'll just come back here a little bit more. Try not to blow it out with the light. There you go. So it's a serious bit of gear. So I've got it on some steel patio tube, and what that lets me do is get under it with a bar and with a few little marks on the floor, it lets me skid it around, and I can actually walk it down the patio tube. So we'll get it in the door to start with, and then we'll start doing some other stuff. So what I'm doing is I can get a 2-ton trolley jack, automotive trolley jack under the corner, or not under the corner, in the centre. There's a little notch in the bottom of the frame that you can just get the wheel under, just in there. So you can get in there and you can lift it up, and what that lets me do is reposition my slides, and it actually moves pretty well. Surprisingly well, actually. And what's happening up there at that end is it's actually not moving on the slide. It's actually just corkscrewing around. So that works really well. I might actually put a little bit of oil on these. I wasn't going to, because I just didn't want the oil on it, but if I put a bit of oil on it, it'll make it a bit easier. Or a bit of grease, but oil's easier to clean up. So anything that gets the friction down will help. So that's what we've got, and I'm really quite happy with the way it's working. It's actually surprisingly easy. This is the first time I come in from this angle, so bit of oil. Let's put a little bit of oil on this before I push it in. Sounds nice and light, doesn't it? What's that got tight? So now what we'll do is get me back into shot. I think I was out of shot there. So what I'll do now is I'll skid the front across a bit. Front's much lighter at the moment, it's only a few hundred kilos. And that's probably as good a spot as I want it for the moment. I think we'll leave it there.